Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bastion Yugioh here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with a Buster Blader Blue Eyes combo deck profile for you guys. So today I want to go ahead and just explore a little bit more about the intricacies of the Buster Blader Blue Eyes strategy. Now, we already did a deck profile on the channel a few days ago, but if you missed it, I'm going to give you a quick recap. I did exchange some Ghost Ogres for 2 Dominus Purge and a 3rd Wishes. I think the 3rd Wishes adds a lot of consistency, but just in case you missed it, here it is for you guys, nice and easy. Just so you guys have it right there for you. The 3 Imperm, we have 3 Veiler, right? 3 Ash. Now this is a deck I really like to experiment with a lot, just because I feel like it has a good amount of potential, especially being a more budget-friendly strategy. If you're playing budget, dude, don't mind the purchase. Just just play Ghost Ogre is really good as well. So, but I did want to make sure I added 3 Wishes, just because consistency is definitely key. And just being able to search a level 1 light tuner from your deck, which Whelp happens to also be, is really good. Also, worst case scenario, this is fantastic Ash bait as well. So just more things to keep in mind when building this type of a deck. So first things first, guys, we'll get into the quick combo tutorial for you guys, just so you guys can see more or less how the overall deck is supposed to run. Now, as far as viability goes, this I think is definitely up there with the Primite version. The Primite version, what it is it helps you, not only is it consistent, but it's really good going second. Also, it's amazing Ash bait as well, hand trap bait, whatever it might be. So it has a lot of that kind of stuff going for it. But with the Buster Blader cards, it's just an immediate auto win going first. So you kind of trade off of what you want your deck to be. If you want an OTK, FTK deck, this is definitely going to be the deck for you. If you're looking to play more like the mid-range grind, that is definitely going to be the better way to do it. But essentially with this deck, guys, you don't want to overplay your hands. You just want to make sure that if you're going first, you are Buster locking your opponent, and in turn 3, you're punching for game, and you're good to go from there. So we're going to start things off very simple. Normal summon the Sage with Eyes of Blue. As you can see, we did just get the secret rare, guys. Very excited about that one. I don't know if you can see the rarity under too much, but believe me, it's a secret. Anyway. Normal summon Sage with Eyes of Blue. We're going to activate the effect to add a level 1 light tuner. We're going to act the Maiden of White to our hand. Now, I know you're thinking, Sebastian, why you're not adding the Buster Whelp? Well, that is because we are wanting to make sure that we're able to maximize. This is going to be a little bit more the maximization, whatever combo for you guys. So now we have this. We're going to link off our Sage to go into our copy of Spirit with Eyes of Blue. We'll make that over here. All right, Spirit effects to search our copy of Mausoleum. I don't know why I shuffled. I think it's just more of an instinctive thing. It made this a whole lot harder than it needs to be, but anyway, is what it is. We're going to activate the Mausoleum. Mausoleum, target the Spirit of White. Send a Blue Eyes White Dragon from deck to the graveyard. There we go. Now we got Sage, we got Blue Eyes in the graveyard. We are cooking, guys. We're going to activate Maiden of White effect, of course, right here. And Maiden of White is going to be able to activate from the deck our trusty copy of True Light. There we go. True Light activates. Me personally, I like to activate this same as in my Primite version of the deck. Activate this continuous spell traps way at the corners, just to make sure I don't accidentally put them in an Imperm column, which will most likely be one of these 3 middle ones, just to keep things safe, because I know if they're going to be putting an card face down on this side, it is most likely going to be an Imperm. But just more head games for me, guys, so don't mind me too much. So here we are, guys. So what I like about this is that it's a very layered board. We're not done just yet. We're not done. Bear with me, we're not done. But it's already very layered, right? So we already have the additional normal summon. We have the Spirit of Eyes of Blue effect to bring back. So we're going to activate True Light effect to set our copy. Well, before that, what we should do is we should activate our copy of Spirit of Eyes of Blue, so we can play around the Ghost Ogre, because if we get Ghost Ogre on his True Light, we lose absolutely everything in all our recursion. Activate the Spirit of Blue effects, special summon at the Blue Eyes White Dragon from my graveyard, Maiden effect, a special summon, and then we synchro summon into our copy of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Why do we do this? If we activate True Light and we get Ghost Ogre, True Light goes to the graveyard, and then we can activate Blue Eye Spirit Dragon to negate the effect to destroy our board, which is going to in turn give us still end on some type of interruption, while still being able to give us a chance to set back the True Light on our following turn with the next Maiden. Or any type of way that we can summon out the Blue Eyes put the maiden on the field, and go on from there. So we're gonna pretend like we don't get Ghost Ogre here. Activate the True Light effect. We're gonna set our copy of Wishes. Okay. Now Wishes. Wishes is a really strong card. Obviously, at worst case scenario, this is gonna be immediate ash bait, and pretty much in Blue Eyes. You're really not gonna get ashed unless it's this card, because this card gets you so much momentum. This card's gonna search as Majesty. This card can search as Roar. This card can search as a lot of things. But primarily, what it does in this deck, with a discard one card, add one level 1 Light Tuner and one spell that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. So we're gonna do just that. We're gonna activate the effect, add a level 1 Light Tuner, being Buster Whelp, easy peasy, and then we're also going to set. Now we can search Roar. Okay, let me show you guys both examples. So here we can search Roar, which is not the worst option in the world, because if we end up normal summoning the Whelp, which we're going to do, right? If we normal summon out the Whelp, then and we don't have another Blue Eyes on the field, then this is pretty much just making the Whelp die, right? Now it is making us a little bit more susceptible to Nibiru, but at the end of the day, Buster Whelp, normal summon. If this goes off, you've already done your job and you're already going to be winning, so does it really matter, right? So what you can do is in the event, let's go ahead and say we search Roar, normal summon out the Buster Whelp effect, search out our copy of the Destruction Sword Prologue. Or is it Prologue? We'll keep the memories away. We'll go ahead and search out Prologue. Prologue is the main combo piece of this entire deck. If this goes off, you're Buster locking your opponent. And I'll show you guys here just a second, right? But we'll get to this in a second. So let's say we have the Roar in hand. Activate the Roar now. And then now we are locked into special summoning dragon monsters from the extra deck, which is fine. And we'll go ahead and with these two, because they're two dragons, we can do one or two things. We can go Seal's Pass, which is going to be my preferred route. I don't like ending on 2 copies of Spirit Dragon, because most of my decks with Blue Eyes only play 2 Spirit Dragons, so you're pretty much giving up all your resources. Whereas if you make the Heavenly Seals, and this gets snipped for whatever reason, then this still gets distributed off the field, so you're still going to be able to summon out your Neo Kaiser Seahorse, special summon out your Bestial Magnamut, and still be able to have a dragon on the board. Whether it has 0 attack, 0 defense, it's irrelevant. You still have something that you can have on your board, which is always better than nothing, right? Along with the Nip token, of course. So you have that going for yourself, guys. You can also, once this hits the board, activate your Wishes in the graveyard, banish it to equip the copy of Neo Ultimate Blue Eyes, and then Synchro or then Link off, and then you have immediate protection from targeting, which is going to be really, really cool as well. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, we go ahead and make this, right? I'll show Majesty here in a second. We'll make this. We make our copy of Seals. We pass with Prologue set, right? This is probably going to be one of the strongest boards that Buster Blader can make. This already is one of the strongest Blue Eyes boards. Being backed up by a Prologue is nasty, absolutely nasty, guys. So normally you'd be searching out Effect Veiler off of the Wishes. At least that's what I do to give myself a guaranteed form of interruptions. So Prologue is going to be really essential as well, because this card says send one Destruction Sword card and 1 Buster Blader monster from your deck to the graveyard, except Prologue Destruction of the Swordsman. Special summon 1 Buster Dragon from your extra deck or graveyard, but destroy it during the end phase of the next turn, which means you're going to be just fine into turn 3, still be able to use that effect, right? Other than that, you can banish this card from your graveyard. This turn Destruction Sword cards you control cannot be destroyed by a battle or card effects, which is kind of just a bonus on top. But more importantly, Prologue says you can send 1 Destruction Sword card and 1 Buster Blader. So what does that mean for us? Is that we are going to be activate the effect to send Destruction Sword of Memories along with our copy of Buster Blader to the graveyard in order to special summon out Buster Dragon. So because it says Destruction Sword card, we don't have to use a Whelp or anything. We can just use Memories and the Buster Blader, and this is going to be full combo for us as well. So this is sending as cost as well, which is extremely important because this cannot be ashed. You cannot ash this card at all. This card says send 1 Destruction card and 1 Buster Blader from your deck to the graveyard, except Prologue Destruction Swordsman, semicolon. That is cost. So you're sending this again as cost. So once this hits the field, you can go Chainlink 2, activate Destruction Sword Memories because it's already in the graveyard. Again, it was sent there as cost. And this is a trap card, so it is quick effect, right? You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon 1 Buster Blader Dragon Destroyer Swordsman from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials on it from your graveyard. So we're going to banish this card. And then we have a million well, not a million. We have like 5 targets to choose from, but we are all set to go. The only thing that can stop this right now is if Buster Blader gets like DD Crowed or something. But Buster Blader is an Earth attribute, so it can't get Bestial. No one's playing DD Crowed nowadays, so we are solid, good to go. So what does this mean, right? We're gonna go ahead and try to summon out our Buster Blader, the Destroyer Swordsman, with 1 Buster Blader and any dragon type monster. Let me count that for you. 1, 2, 3 different dragons already in our graveyard, and that's if we don't get nibbed. If we get nibbed, we have 2 additional dragons in the graveyard. Even if our opponent's entire hand is Bestials, we are still getting this completely off. So it's gonna be really, really broken there, guys. So we're gonna continue to activate the Memories effect, banish Scarf from the graveyard, fusion summon Buster Blade by banish fusion materials listed on it. So we're gonna activate this, banish the Whelp, and banish the Buster Blader. And boom, just like that, you get your Buster Blader, Destroyer Swordsman, along with your Buster Dragon, completely locking your opponent from any type of monster effect. This is absolutely devastating for your opponent. So you guys have not read Buster Dragon, we'll go ahead and read it together. All monsters your opponent controls become dragons. Once per turn, if you control a Buster Blader monster, you can target 1 Buster Blader in your graveyard, special summon it. Once per turn, once per opponent's turn, you can target 1 Buster Blader monster in your graveyard, equip 1 Destruction Sword monster from your graveyard. So this is really irrelevant if you're running the other Buster Destruction Sword main deck monsters, because it equips, and then I think your opponent can't special summon from the extra deck, which is really irrelevant because your opponent is not doing anything under this lock regardless. But basically, Buster Dragon makes everything your opponent controls dragons, and then Buster Blader, more importantly, says change all dragon type monsters your opponent controls to defense position. Also, dragon type monsters your opponent in your opponent's possession cannot activate their effects if this card attacks a defense position monster and inflict piercing battle damage. So pretty much it is a one-way Baguska, which is ridiculously strong. Plus you're backing this up by probably, if you don't summon the seals, you are backing this up by a Majesty, which means you have a pop. If you do have the seals, you have a bounce and special summon. You do still have your spirit to summon out your Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. You can summon out Moonlight Dragon. You can summon out whatever you want, Light Storm Dragon, just to pop back row and everything like that. So realistically here, guys, you are unfreaking beatable, which I think is ridiculous to think about. And something that is really important to note in the event you guys are playing this strategy, guys, is to not shotgun the Prologue Destruction Swordsman. Why? Because if either of these gets impermed or whatever, you will lose, right? Okay, fine, you don't lose, right? But you still have a very, very good amount of interruption here, but that is turning off your entire lock, right? You have to wait until your opponent commits to a play and then activate the Prologue. It's all about timing with it, because you don't want to activate it too early because your opponent might still have ways to out it, which is going to be really inconvenient. Even though the only real way to out this is going to be like a Harpy's Feather Duster on the True Light, but that's what the Spirit Dragon's for, right? You can play, if your opponent happens to play Raigeki, it outs this, but obviously no one has Raigeki. You can also tag out your Ultimate Spirit Dragon to make sure that you're special summoning out your copy of Ultimate Spirit Dragon to negate any type of like nonsense, stuff like that. Or if your opponent plays Book of Moon, that's why you also have the, what's it called? Where's the fusion guy Where's the fusion? Yeah, this is going to be in the graveyard as well, so you can make sure that you protect yourself from targeting, which is going to be really good, so you can protect yourself from the imperm, the event they would imperm you, like your Blue Eyes. Remember, this only protects your Blue Eyes, not your Buster Blader stuff, so all stuff that is really important to keep track of whenever you're playing this deck. I'm probably making this sound overly complicated, which realistically is what I do, but I want you guys to be aware of all the nuances with the strategy. Now, I do like to play Hot Red Dragon and Archfiend Abyss just because it is an amazing way to push for damage on your turn, because a Prologue will destroy the Buster Dragon at the end of your turn after you already Buster Lock your opponent. You summon Effect Veiler, you summon Buster Whelp, you summon Sage, you summon whatever, any level 1 tuner. You synchro with this into Hot Red Dragon Abyss, 3200 beater, along with a 2800 beater, along with a 25 to probably 3500 beater with Blue Eyes White Dragon, and you are Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, I should say, and you are absolutely cooking the shit out of your opponent, guys. So that is the main bread and butter combo, guys. Now, of course, you can still make the play without having to normal summon the Sage. Sage is gonna obviously just get you the best value for it, which is if you're gonna be playing the Buster Blader version. I've seen some deck lists only play 2 Sage. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Any version of Blue Eyes should always play 3 Sage just because it is the best normal summon in the game for you. Now, let's say you just have the normal summon the Whelp. Cool, that's fine. Normal summon Whelp. We're going to search out Destruction Prologue. It's going to be far less crazy, obviously, but still something that we can end on a little bit of a board on. We're going to have this in hand. Link off the Buster Whelp into a copy of Spirit with Eyes of Blue, Spirit Eyes of Blue effect. I'm going to go ahead and search out our copy of Mausoleum. Mausoleum effect target. We're going to dump our Blue Eyes White Dragon. And here we activate Spirit effect, special summon out the Spirit of Blue Eyes White Dragon. And there you have it. We have a Buster Whelp as well as a Spirit with Eyes of Blue in our graveyard, which means we have the necessary targets for the Synchro Summon and the Fusion play. So activate the Buster Destruction Swordsman, send the Buster Blader along with a Destruction Sword Memories, and then banish the memories to banish the Buster Blader in either one of these two, and boom, you have your Synchro Fusion, and you're good to go from there, clean off from there. So something that you may want to consider is maybe playing a second copy of Buster Blader, because this does have to send a Buster Blader monster from the deck to the graveyard specifically. So maybe playing 2 Buster Blader is not absolutely terrible, but remember, you are already playing Brick Eyes White Dragon, so adding more bricks is going to be less effective. So that's something to definitely keep in mind, right? So another thing I got asked as well is, why don't I play the other, where are they? Why don't I play the other Buster Blader cards, which escape me where the heck I put them for some reason, but basically why I don't play the other Buster Dragon, what's it called? Main deck monster, why I don't play the Link 2. Hold up. I got you guys, I got you. It's somewhere in here, I promise. There the Ghost Ogres, there they go. All right, there we are. Why don't I play these 2 cards? Protector Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman, and why don't I play the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword? Let me tell you why. So, Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, let's go ahead and start with this one. This is the far more win-more card in my personal opinion. So, you can target 1 Buster Blader, you control, equip this monster from your hand or side of the field to that target. While this card is equipped to the monster, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can special summon these equipped card. You can only use this effective Dragon Buster Sword once per turn. So, you activate I think the Buster Dragon effect or something to equip this card, which is cool. You can also special summon this or equip it from your hand, which again is pretty cool. But this is a level 1 Dark Tuner. You aren't gonna have as easy access to this unless you send this off the prologue, but then you're not sending the Destruction Memories, which is what you need to send, and that clashes and makes this a whole lot less consistent because there's no way to search this card, right? And that's what I don't like about it, because it's a dark level 1 tuner where this is a light. Light obviously works very well with the Blue Eye strategy because what's it called? Wishes searches it, Sage searches it, so it has 2 cards that automatically you're gonna get to every single turn that search this card. This is inconsistent and why I don't like it. Although it is a fantastic card, a very powerful and strong one to have, I just don't think it's consistent. And then Protector Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman, the Link 2. I got asked about this as well, so let's read this card together, guys. It takes 2 monsters to the Dragon Link level 2 monster. Very cute artwork. That's not why we're here. So if this card is Link summoned, you can send 1 Destruction Sword card from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can special summon 1 Buster Blader monster from your hand. Cool. At the end of your battle phase, if your opponent controls no monsters, you can target 1 Buster Blader monster you control. Did not declare an attack this turn, inflict damage equal to that opponent's that monster's attack. You can only use each effective Protector Whelp Destruction Swordsman once per turn. So that doesn't do anything for you, in my opinion. I might be missing something. If I am, please let me know in the comments, but this does absolutely this much for you. 0, right? So all this does is send the Destruction Sword card, which you're going to be doing a prologue anyway, which is, again, this is adding an unnecessary card into your extra deck that you're already going to want to maximize with really useful stuff. I would rather play 2 copies of Azure Eyes White Dragon over 1 copy of this. I guarantee you. Or Azure Eyes Silver Dragon, right? This card is just, I don't see the benefit of it, and that's my personal opinion on it. If you disagree, let me know in the comments why. But yeah, that's a hot take, I guess, right, on why I don't play these 2 cards. I don't think they're necessary. They're not useful for you. If you look at my Buster Blader Blue Eyes, I think this is going to be the more consistent way for you. I would say any deck Blue Eyes that you play, and this was good advice by a good friend of mine as well, is that if you're going to be playing any Blue Eyes variant, the objective is to not overextend and give away too many resources. Make sure you guys play low to the ground. Make sure you guys don't get too over trigger happy with your effects. Essentially, all you're trying to do is resolve the prologue. If you resolve prologue, you win the game, right? And you protect your fusion synchros. Time your prologue, protect your prologue, activate your prologue, activate this, and you're good to go from there. So that's going to be it for the quick combo tutorial, just so you guys understand, again, how the deck works, the intricacies of it, just so you guys understand more or less the thought process, at least my thought process behind it. Like, if you guys have a different thought process behind this, please let me know in the comment section down below. Let's go ahead and build this deck together. I did see a Buster Blader Primite Blue Eyes build that topped YCS Sydney, so I definitely want to give that a shot, and I will let you guys know how it goes. But this has been a lot of fun. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe down below. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see y'all in the next one.